everyone, I'm Bruna Melo. Welcome to Enjoy Every Day. Enjoy Every Day is a program for the whole family, and it has 5 segments: healthy living, what's happening, soundtrack to our lives, reflection of the day, and kids time. We will learn a quick healthy recipe, watch part of a recent workshop, see a brand new music video, watch a short film, and then we will forget our age and become kids again. So let's get started. And now our first segment, healthy living. Let's watch together and learn a quick recipe that is healthy and yummy. Wow, doesn't that healthy recipe look easy? You can try it after this program. But now, let's watch a recent interview on eating healthy.
Hello, and welcome to At Uni. Thank you for joining us. I'm your host, Tyler Montgomery, and we have a very interesting topic today. We're going to talk about healthy eating while studying and working and show how it's possible for Uni students, faculty, and the entire community to eat healthier in an enjoyable, affordable, and simple way. Our special guests are Tim Halverson, a nutritional coach from Natural Grocers, and Bruna Melo, a singer, director of BM Productions, and a health researcher. So could you explain to us how people make mistakes when eating food? Like, what are common mistakes they make?
The most common mistake I see is people eating a lot of sugar. So that comes from processed foods or ultra-processed foods. So sugar is hidden pretty much in anything. Luckily, the nature has given us those sweet cravings by providing us with fruit, which is pretty high in all sorts of nutrients, so minerals and vitamins and phytochemicals as well. So avoid eating those sugary foods because it can cause that blood sugar spike. So blood sugar spikes are, so usually in the morning we start out with in the normal range, our blood sugar is. And if we eat a typical American diet, so the standard American diet is what it's called, if we eat that, those are pretty high in sugar. So we have like a glass of skim milk with our cereal in the morning, maybe some coffee, some juice. So those are all break down right into sugar. But when we're at our spike, we have brain fog, fat storage, and cravings. So if we can get that to be a normal range the whole time, we're not going to have to deal with those hormone imbalances, those brain fogs, those fat storage, and anything like that. So the glucose will just be shuttled into the muscles where it's needed instead of extra, like fat storage. You know, a lot of people come asking me how can they eat healthy, but in their busy lifestyle. So the best way to do that is to plan. So if you're planning every single meal and every single snack, you're going to be set up for success. So if you set aside one day or maybe even 2 days to do all your meal prepping for the week, so you throw it into containers and then you freeze it. So by doing that, it gets rid of a lot of those processed foods that we have throughout the week.
Also in your book, you mentioned that our brain can dislike and like certain foods. So how can this also be?
Yeah, so this is something very interesting because our brain is like a computer that we can format to delete old files and replace with new ones. And so about like habits, like food preferences, we can also do this.
So what is some advice you both could give us about avoiding certain types of junk food?
So I would say what I have done, and it's working, because first we should enjoy cooking our own homemade food. And we don't need to be a chef. We don't need to do anything complicated. We don't need to spend hours in the kitchen. I think we can just do something healthy, but like in 15 minutes or less. Also, like one more thing is, if we take care of our cars that we know that one day we sell them and to buy another one, we should even take care of our bodies better, because we cannot buy another body. We need to live in the same body our entire life.
Americans crave the junk food, but if they would follow a lifestyle like Bruna would, they'd start to crave those healthy foods and find those foods that they enjoyed.
So when reading your book, I was shocked to learn that kids with ADHD, attention deficit hyperactive disorder, were shown improvements when the foods they were eating, the coloring was removed. So how can this be?
Yeah, so many people don't believe that artificial colors can cause many health problems in the body. And they are also neurotoxins. If someone would like to access this book, Healthy Living, it's available in my website, brunamelo.com, for free download. That was a lot of information. Next is what's happening. We will take a look at a workshop that just happened a few weeks ago called Your Faith at Work. It talks about how God designed our work for us.
You know, it's not just pastors that have a spiritual component to their job, and it's not just youth ministers, or it's not just when you're leading a Bible study or when you're getting started. Those are needed and necessary, but it's not the only people who get to play, I guess, spiritually, so to speak. And so some things God brings to us because he wants to shape us. Sometimes he wants to shape others around us. And sometimes he just wants us to be his voice and wants us to partner with him. You know, in Acts chapter 16, this is where Paul and Silas were preaching and they got arrested. And in verse 25 it says, "At midnight, Paul and Silas were praying and singing hymns of praise to God, and the prisoners were listening to them." So where were they? They're in prison. They're in jail. And what are they doing? Man, this is ridiculous. I thought we were serving God. What are we doing in here? You know, this is, you know, where did we mess up? No, not at all. They're sitting there saying, well, okay, look, we're serving God, honoring him, and look where we ended up. And they're sitting there worshiping and singing and praying. And people are listening. God spoke in this jailer's heart, and he just came to them and said, what do I need to do to be saved? And God used just their worship, their life, in how they were handling that situation to convict the jailer. They partnered with God, and they just honored him where they were at. But God won't waste anything, and we got to come to him. He will waste nothing. Nothing is arbitrary about your work, about your life, the situations you find yourself in. God wants to use them. He won't waste them. He will make you more like him. He will represent himself through you, be his voice. Take the pressure off yourself. Plant the seeds. The life is in the seed. The words you're planting, the life is in there. You just be faithful to plant it, and God will make it grow. And this is the ministry that you have, and the blessing and what you get to do in partnering with the Lord in life, you know, and in work. And we spend a lot of time at work, a lot of time. Why would God want to waste that time?
Man, I know what it's like going to the same place every day over and over and over, and dealing with the same people over and over and over. There is grace in that. God will give you grace in that. Be able to give an answer, you know. That's why we got to study this word. When we study the word and understand the word, there comes opportunity. God will put all kinds of opportunity. And it may come in the form of somebody that's sitting in a wheelchair. It may come in the form of somebody crying, you know. And we've got the answer. We have this Bible that says that whatever you ask, I'll do for you. But really, in all honesty, God said, if you seek me and my kingdom, my righteousness, you'll never have a need I won't meet. That's simple. So I've learned I don't ask my papa for things. I don't need things. What I ask my papa for is souls. The very thing that Jesus came and died for. So everybody you're working around, they've got issues, they got problems just like we do. But they don't have an answer. So I would encourage you, look for those opportunities. It's really, how far do you want to go with this? How bold do you want to be? Are you willing to take that step? Do you want God to heal you? Do you know Jesus? Do you need a miracle? That's the God we serve. But I would encourage you, my brothers and my sisters, take the step. Be bold. Let them notice. Let them perceive, man, these guys have been with Jesus. But we have great opportunity. We really do. And we can show forth God's love. And how all this really does operate is that we learn to love. Paul said the greatest of these is love. Faith, hope, and love, and the greatest is love. And so then it starts operating in a whole nother level. So again, we have a great responsibility. And you know, the beauty of it, there is no condemnation to us on Christ. Like I said, to me, this is this great experiment. It's hard to tell what's going to go down. But I do know we have the ability to deal with it. Whatever God puts in front of your path, you have the ability to deal with it. Otherwise, he would not put that in front of your path.
What a great teaching! Now it's time for a soundtrack to our lives. I'm so excited to share with you my brand new music video renewal. I'm from Brazil and this is my first music video in English.
I know that your eyes are always on me. Even if I fall, you raise me. Make me walk on water. I still think about quitting. God, you are faithful, and your holy word will be fulfilled in my life. my life. I need a renewal and healing for the wounds the world has left on me. I hope in you, Lord, and climb like an eagle. My heart is your altar. Come, oh come, come, Holy Spirit. I am here. Minister your purpose through me. Minister your purpose through me, Holy Spirit. Minister your purpose through me.
We will be back after this quick break. Stay tuned.
Making a difference is our goal. We are on the air to bless you. Enjoy every day. You're up to stay. All that is good to find you here. Enjoy every day. A program for the whole family. Enjoy every day. Your best just to watch. Woo!
For reflection of the day, we will meditate on Matthew chapter 23, verse 12. But those who exalt themselves will be humbled, and those who humble themselves will be exalted. Let's watch this short film, Nebuchadnezzar, King and Beast.
In an ancient world, Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, was in his palace, admiring all his success and security in his position. But a dream troubled the king's peace. No one could interpret the dream, not even the magicians, enchanters, astrologers, or diviners. Finally, Daniel, a servant of God, heard the king's dream. A holy watcher commanded a beautiful prominent tree to be cut down, leaving only the stump and its roots. And the watcher said to let him have the mind of a beast and eat grass during 7 years, until he recognizes that it is not human beings, but only God, who is in control of everything. Perplexed for a time, Daniel received the interpretation from God. That tree represents the king of Babylon, and the mind of a beast will be given to him until he humbles himself and acknowledges God in his ways. Daniel advised the king to repent from his wicked past and to be kind to the poor. Perhaps then he would continue to have peace. But the king ignored Daniel's advice. The arrogance of the king became even worse, and the dream was fulfilled. 12 months later, the king learned the lesson in a very hard way. The king began humbling himself and repenting. He looked at the sky and began to recognize God's sovereignty. God restored Nebuchadnezzar, and he rejoiced in the Lord. The king ran back to the palace, giving thanks to God. He wrote a letter to deliver to people from all nations, telling what God had done in his life, because the king could finally understand that everything is for God's glory. God blessed Nebuchadnezzar even more than before in his kingdom, but now he praised the Lord in everything. Now I, Nebuchadnezzar, praise, exalt, and honor the King of heaven, for all his works are true, and his ways just, and he is able to humble those who walk in pride.
This movie is for all people with faith or with lack of faith. It is not only for a Christian audience, because we all can learn so much from it and be taught by the amazing story of this movie. I hope this movie can be an instrument that God can use to bless the lives of many people here and from other countries and cultures with this amazing story that we can find in the Bible in Daniel chapter 4. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the movie. God bless you very much. What a great lesson we all can learn from. But now it's kids time. I'm so excited, but wait. Parental warning, exposure to so much fun can cause adults to want to become kids again. Okay, so roll the tape. We have a very cool routine to teach you that you can do at home or at your school or anywhere. Ready, Riley?
Yep.
Let's do it.
We always walk the same. We always walk the same.
One side, the other side, we always walk the same again. We always walk the same. We always walk the same. One side, the other side, we always walk the same.
Hi everyone! For Kids Time today we have a special guest, my 10-year-old friend Riley Jackson. And we are going to have fun. Thank you, Riley, for being here.
You're welcome.
So we are going to make a homemade play mat and use our creativity to draw it and color it. We will need a $1 white foam board. And what else, Riley, do we need?
We need black colored pencils, an eraser just in case you make a mistake, markers, crayons, and other colored pencils.
Okay, so are you excited?
Yeah.
Me too, so let's begin. I can't believe that we bought all this like in the store, that everything's $1.
Yeah.
Oh, we have a pink car.
This one reminds me of the one that you had in Brazil.
Yeah, the princess pink car.
Yeah.
Very cool. So we have a motorcycle. Let's put our motorcycle here, parking by the house.
And let's
Oh,
put
we
this.
can have a boat at the lake.
Cool. Let's have a police car out and patrol.
Isn't it so much more fun when we can like make our own homemade toy instead
Yeah.
of like buying it ready?
Yeah, and plus we got it a lot cheaper than buying it at a store.
Riley, thank you so much for being here. It's so much fun to do all this coloring with you.
I had a lot of fun and it only took a couple minutes.
Yeah, so send hugs and kisses for who is watching us now.
Bye.
Bye bye, see you next time. That was so much fun. Well, that's all for today. Visit brunamelo.com to find out more. Thank you so much for watching Enjoy Every Day. I hope you had fun with us. God bless you very much.
Making a difference is our goal. We are on the air to bless you. Enjoy every day, you're up to stay. All that is good to find you here. Enjoy every day, a program for the whole family. Enjoy every day, your best just to watch. Woo!
This you can find in any grocery store.
It sounds so like peed their pants.
The water just fell on the floor. And actually we have water here, cold water here. We will... Ah.
Oh, there it goes.
And cut.